Have I? Have I started the stream? I mean, everybody watching knows whether I've started the stream or not. Yes, I have.
Well,
yes, I have.
If there are people watching, then my guess is that, well, the stream's running.
Yes, so hello, everybody. Welcome.
Hello.
To
Greetings.
Greetings. To Star Trek Pathos, Season 1, Episode 13. Welcome. New episode. New premise. Hopefully. And... yes.
Hopeful.
Hopefully.
So...
I would hope so as well.
So, with me here are the usual special guests, the players. Hello, greetings. Would you like to introduce yourselves
Greetings
and
indeed.
your characters?
Can do. Hello, everyone. Yes. I'm CangoFango, as you might have guessed, perhaps. Don't know if this is your first time coming or not. I play Doviah Drenlich Twossock, who is the human communications officer on the USS Pathos.
I am Dodrebur, or Dodd, better known as, and I play Captain Shiun of the USS Pathos, who is a Vulcan.
Thank you.
I am Sir Rogue, and I play Nero, the flight controller.
Thank you very much. Oh, before we get started, properly get started, I
Yes.
finally did something that I meant to do for a long while, and I just didn't get around to it because I kept forgetting. Mr. J. Baylor is now in roll 20.
Ah, lovely.
Ah, hello chat, yes. CangoFango, Rooms Bath. Hello, VGR. The infamous storyteller, hello. Welcome. Thank you all for coming. Especially Kango. And...
Well,
no, really, because even if people don't watch it live, they can still watch it archived. But that doesn't work with players. So... I'm all prepared. So, Dodd, I think that you have something for us. I know that you have something for us.
Okay. Captain's Log, Stardate 6590.4. 7 weeks ago, a message from Lieutenant Joshua Kirby indicated that his ship, the USS Translucent, had suffered an unexpected critical systems failure, leaving him and 19 crewmen to make the long trek back to Federation space via civilian transport. However, a frontier sector with thriving trade and suspected pirate activity has had reports of a ship matching the Translucent's description, operated by civilians as the SS Coffer. After days of searching, we now approach the end of a trail for such a vessel, seeking answers to this irregularity.
Thank you very much. Nicely done.
wow.
Eliza, I believe that answers your question. Just asked, so what do we do today? Okay, so let's begin there. As I just
Alright.
quickly rearrange my stuff so it's a bit easily accessed. Here we go. Of course, zero momentum because it's a fresh adventure. And we begin on the bridge of the Pathos. Everybody's on duty. And Nero, at the con, you have been monitoring the strength of the warp trail closely, and you've been getting closer and closer and closer, as Dodd has already mentioned. And we just jump in at the moment where J. Baylor turns around and he says, Captain, I have a ship on long-range sensors. Its transponder identifies as it as the SS coffer. Identifies it, not identifies as it. I did not mean to say that.
Yes.
At this point, Westaker says, Captain, recommend we go to yellow alert.
Very well.
Okay,
Yellow alert activated.
good.
Button
Yeah.
pressed.
Yep, button pressed, literally. Yeah. And yellow alert, the red light starts flashing. You're on yellow alert, shields come up. In which case, Pathos, there we go. Shields are in fact up. Hold on. There we go. Dragging stuff on roll 20 is a little buggy sometimes. So, is there anything you would like to do before you get into communications range?
Want to read a book, have a coffee, and a nap.
Well,
Great plan.
So does that mean that you're going to slow the ship to sublight speeds?
No, carry on.
Ah,
Okay, sure.
good plan.
I mean, if the captain's fine with it, then I have nothing to interject.
Be ridiculous. But anyway, on a more serious note, I'm not sure what else we could do outside of comms range. Like comms range is pretty long, so
Mhm. It's just appeared on the edge of long-range sensors.
yeah,
So you're still,
are massive.
yeah,
So-
exactly. I mean, if you don't have anything, that's fine. I just want to give you the option in case you had anything.
No, I don't think so.
Great. So,
Okay.
over the course of the next about half hour, tensions rise as finally, Doviah, you
Yes.
see on your console that you have just entered communications range. The SS coffer is traveling at low warp speeds, at a path that is not directly away from you, but mostly away from you. But it is the path that it's been traveling on ever since it came into sensor range, and that the warp trail has been going on for a while.
Low warp speeds. Okay. I say, Captain, we've entered communications range. Its heading, the vessel's heading has not changed ever since it came up on sensors. It's at low warp speeds.
Trying to think.
I hope you succeed.
Because right now we don't have any direct evidence at this point that would give us reason for anything other than cursory questioning.
Well,
Uh.
at this point, since you're this close, you might be able to get a little bit more information on exactly what kind of ship it is and what sort of things it has installed and things like that.
Let's do that then.
Okay.
Right.
So, first rule of the game, and it's gonna use the advanced sensor suites. Okay, fine.
Well, we've got them, so
Yeah,
great.
I think that is the most useful starship talent that we've come across yet.
Yeah. There's the pod as well from the Nebula class, but that's getting off topic.
That just adds that talent
Well, yeah.
if you use that one. So, Jay Baylor actually now gets a roll in roll 20. So,
Oh, yeah.
it's gonna be a difficulty 1, which gets reduced to 0. I'm guessing you don't want to buy dice. Oh, also, at this point I will let Nero assist, because you've got starship recognition as well.
Oh, the J. Baylor,
Ah.
he's not a supporting character, right?
No,
No, that's NPC.
NPC.
Okay.
a major NPC.
Yes.
Alright.
Okay,
Just roll.
I will.
Right.
Here we go.
What we rolling?
Dice. 2 18s.
Wow.
2 18s. First roll of the game,
Wow.
2
Well,
18s.
Bodes well.
It was only
Yes.
difficulty 0
Bodes
anyway.
well.
It was only difficulty 0, so...
That's
Just doesn't generate any momentum.
yeah.
Which is unfortunate.
Well, yeah.
So, as he's looking into his scanning thing that's on the console, that looks kind of like a Viewmaster. That's stationary.
Yes.
I
I know exactly what you mean.
Yes, Captain, I can identify this ship as a Warp Delta type Federation vessel. The warp signature would identify it as the USS Translucent. However, I'm not detecting any sort of weaponry, and I'm also not detecting any form of shield systems. Captain, there's something odd. Allow me to put it on viewer.
Very well.
Puts it on viewer and magnifies in. You can see the shape, which actually, hold on, I'll post an image so you can see what this looks like.
Sure.
That's the wrong thing. Hold on, I've got this minimized. I need to find the right window. One moment. Here we go. Reference material. I'll post it in Twitch as well. One moment.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what it looks like. There's, if you click on that link, there are multiple images. It's to the Eagle Moss model of the design.
Alright.
So, as it comes up on the main viewer, you can see that the hull of it is golden. It is just golden.
Good.
Given the reports of pirate activity, it's not unreasonable to think that active pirates in the area might sabotage a vessel with such capabilities and commandeer it for themselves once the crew vacated or were forcefully vacated. However, this seems a strange choice to proceed with that tactic.
Westaker says, personally, I would have gone for something less flashy.
What? Why?
Do you disagree, Officer Nero? So at this point you are within communications range, should you wish to contact them. It is worth
Yeah.
pointing out that they have not at all changed their course or speed as you're approaching, and you are now definitely on their sensors as well.
All right. Probably wait until we're a little closer
Mm-hmm.
in case they start running.
Hello, with us 1961.
Hello.
Sorry for
That
interrupting.
is an excellent point.
Still,
But then why would they paint it
Welcome.
gold? Hello, welcome.
it's been a
yes.
while since you've joined one
Also,
of these.
it's not gold pressed platinum, because the point of gold pressed platinum is that the latinum cannot be replicated.
Yes.
In an era before replicators, that
yeah,
makes no sense.
you're right. That's... Yeah.
So, you, how close do you instruct Nero to get?
How far are we now?
At this point, you are at what effectively still counts as extreme range in the range categories.
Okay. Get to like mid-long range. So
Okay.
not quite medium range, but not like on the edges of long range either.
Okie dokie.
Okay. Nero, I assume you do so?
Yeah.
Okay. You helm the ship to the position that was ordered, and you arrive at that position. Still no reaction from the SS Coffer whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Start with a basic comms message requesting identification.
Alright.
Okay.
I sent that
Message
out.
Gets sent,
Mm-hmm.
and within a minute, they identify themselves as the independent trader SS Coffer under the command of one Captain Ulrock. OLR OK.
Okay.
Hmm?
And they ask your reason for contacting them.
An irregularity between their warp signature and their transponder.
Okay. They are now hailing, like properly hailing, with real-time video as well.
All right. Respond.
Aye, sir.
With what?
Right. Aye, Captain. Beep, beep. On screen.
Mm-hmm. On screen comes the face of a Tellarite man. So, again, very wrinkly face, kind of a pig-like snout. Somewhat long hair. Says, USS Pathos, this is Captain Ulrock of the independent trader SS Coffer. To what do we owe this pleasure?
Your warp signature and the design of your vessel match that of a Federation vessel. May I ask how long you have been in possession of this particular ship?
I purchased the ship about 5.5 weeks ago. It did bear the title USS Translucent when I purchased it. I have all the documentation.
I would like to see it.
Of course. Transmitting now. You'll receive documentation.
I'd like to validate the documentation.
You would like to validate the documentation.
You get the science team on it.
Damn it, I didn't plan for this to happen. Okay, I've got a quick... no. Okay. So,
Oh, sorry.
let's make that a difficulty 1 roll. Let's do engineering plus insight. Who would like to do that?
Yeah, I'm not the best at that.
In this case, the ship will not
Alright.
assist. Although I suppose with computers, I suppose it could assist with computers.
Great. Engineering.
Computers and engineering.
Engineering plus insight.
I would assume we would use computers to
yeah.
reference the legitimate
Yes.
documentation for the sake of validation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I was originally thinking about it in a slightly different way, but of course it doesn't make sense that way, and so then I corrected myself.
Yeah. So mine would be 14.
Goldfinger. Goldfinger, yes.
It's not Austin Powers.
Yeah, that would be gold member.
Member.
So, would you like to roll?
Yeah, mine's 14. So if no one's got any higher totals, then sure. Should be fine. Okay, 2 dice. Don't have any momentum, so yeah. Complication range 1, right?
Yes.
Okay. Just gonna roll. That's a 17 and a
All
what's
right.
that? A 4,
17 and a 12.
12.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
right.
who would like to roll for the ship?
Why not? I didn't get to do it last time.
Okay, go ahead.
Right, what are we doing?
This is going to be computers plus engineering, I would say.
Oh, don't look good, but alright, let's have a go.
Ah, great. Which means we've
That's,
got
eight.
our first bit of momentum.
Yay!
Okay.
Haha.
So, after a thorough analysis of the documentation, it indeed appears to be authentic. There are the usual signs, the usual methods are employed that are using this sort of thing, even though you're not entirely sure what system of governance this document belongs to. It's probably some sort of independent trader thing. It lists the place of where the transaction took place as a station known as the Fair House Station.
That's Fair House 2 words.
One
words.
word or compound
It's 2
word?
words. Fair House Station, 3 words.
Fair house.
Fair House, yes.
Okay.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
If we were in Federation space, almost certainly.
But we're quite a ways outside of Federation space. Which also means that your jurisdiction here may be somewhat limited. It's a bit of a grey area.
Ah, well.
Yes.
It'll be fine. Probably, maybe.
Possibly.
Any information about the cellar?
The cellar, good point. The cellar is just listed as the station itself. Also, another bit of information, you get that it was sold unfitted, so no weapon mountings, no defense systems. Pretty much the only stuff that came with it was the impulse, maneuvering thrusters, warp system, plus of course sensors and communications. And of course other essential stuff like life support, like life support, but no defensive or offensive systems. Plus, it also lists that the computers were completely purged as per request of the previous owner.
Right. Are there any backups of it?
No.
Hidden away somewhere, perhaps? I don't know. Would be handy, but probably not.
Well, not necessarily square one. You do have a lead, technically two, I think. Good point. It's nice to have you in chat again, Willis 1961.
Oh yes. Very much so.
But does it list any previous damages, any maybe patchy repairs that had to be made? Or did it seem
the condition of the merchandise, no, the condition of the
vessel.
What is the word I'm looking for? The condition of the ship, let's just go with that. The condition of the ship at the time of the transaction is listed as perfect working condition. As you're looking over this, the ship's captain is waiting on the view screen, and it says at one point, "If you have further matters to discuss, Pathos, might I suggest a face-to-face meeting? I find deals are usually more easily discussed and matters of contest resolved when face-to-face." I would be happy to come over to your ship if that suited you, or if you would like to come over here, that would also be acceptable. Roomsbath says this is a trap.
Sounds like it.
No trap. This is a trap. Next message. No trap.
Not very sure there are Euros, but sort of on the fence, probably. Space fence.
Yeah, invite him over.
Okay. So, you invite him over. He drops out of warp. I'm assuming, Nero, you drop out of warp as well?
Yeah.
Okay. The two
That's
vessels.
gonna carry on.
The two vessels stay together. Are you going to close into close range to make the transport easy?
Yes.
Okay. You move into close range, and you're going to have to lower the shields for the transport to take place.
That's fine.
Okay. The shields get temporarily lowered, and in that moment, he gets transported over. Unless you want to do something before that happens.
Not really, just kind of like gather the group. So I think we'll have our characters plus probably Zaveru, and Westaker.
Okay. So, could you please repeat that? I was typing something, I was distracted. Who's going to
Our
be in this?
characters, Zaveru, Westaker.
Okay, I wasn't sure if all the player characters were involved, but that's okay. Good. So, do you plan to meet him, or do you plan him to be escorted to your conference room? Or the bridge, maybe. You can have him come to the bridge.
Better not. I'd err on the side of caution. But I'm also not the captain.
That's why you're erring on the side of caution. You're not the captain.
Meet him there. Go to a meeting room.
Okay, you meet him.
Good plan.
Beams over. The transporter detects no weapons of any kind. Everything checks
Made
out.
of plastic.
Well,
Would it also detect like daggers or like non-shooting weapons?
that is a little bit more iffy. There are ways of smuggling things through that, but the transporter doesn't detect anything. He beams over, and he's just wearing his what looks like casual clothing. Not really that many places where things could be hidden. Although if you do want Westaker to check him over, I'm sure Westaker is more than happy to do that.
Yeah, like will it detect a Swiss Army knife or something?
Does he have his list of people come on board? Let's read it. Frisk him.
I don't think a physical search is warranted at this time.
You could just play it off as, no, this is our custom.
No.
So, he steps down from the transporter and says, Captain, It appears this is a more modern ship than the ship I purchased. Congratulations.
Thank you. Let us settle in a meeting room for greater comfort.
Of course. I hope that the chairs are better as well. So, you lead him to the meeting room, I suppose, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you get there without issue. You sit down. He says, Captain, good to know.
There appears to be... What?
No, I meant chat. Good to know. It's fine. Don't worry about
Oh,
it.
I literally
Don't
couldn't
worry.
hear what you said.
That's,
so I
yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry
Anyway,
about
so there don't appear to be any obvious irregularities in your paperwork. However, we do have some reports on the vessel prior to its purchase, which we would like to confirm with you, if you don't mind.
it. No, of course not. It's not like I've got cargo to run. Bear in mind, he's a
We
Tellarite.
will try to keep this brief.
Bear in mind, he is a Tellarite, so there might be a little bit of insincerity there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's to be expected.
So, the ship at the time of purchase was listed as in perfect working condition.
That is correct, and I've had no complaints, except that of course, the computer had to be reprogrammed manually, but I suppose that is worth the slight discount.
Yes. And did it seem like there had been recent or potentially rushed repairs?
Not at all.
STA insight check?
Go on. Let's do security plus insight against his security plus presence. Which means that I actually have to get up the thing for him. It's in the... hold on. There we go. Okay, so go ahead and roll. I will allow Westacre to assist on this.
I would appreciate that assist.
Are you looking through focuses?
Oh, I know my focuses don't apply.
Okay.
I was debating whether or not to spend our singular momentum or singular momentum.
I mean, might evaporate at the end of the thing anyway.
Scene?
Yeah.
I mean, yes. So it mightn't be the worst idea to spend it.
Sure.
Alright.
Okay,
Alright.
go ahead.
Let's see how this goes.
Well,
Of course.
Oh, and a 19.
Yeah.
Going well.
Yeah.
yeah.
Let's see.
This is typical
Mm-hmm.
for this campaign.
Yay.
Okay, so
Good old curse of ours.
so Westaker's gonna roll. Here we go.
Another 18.
Cool.
Great.
Well, let's see how well this guy does. Okay. Not
At least it's equal opportunity,
Yeah.
I guess.
okay. So
Oh man.
Strange, it's sort of out.
those are
So strange.
no successes for him. So you technically win. Oh, it's a good question, Willis 1961. So he appears to be entirely truthful.
I doubt an independent trader would have access to documentation on Federation missing, stolen, hijacked vessels. It's not like we send digital flyers out all across non-Federation space. Like, just so you know, if you see this vessel, even though it means nothing to you, why don't you send us a message?
Especially since this is very close to Romulan space as well.
Yeah.
And you get
That
this
Seems
many.
very reasonable.
Mhm.
And logical. I'm just going to reconnect because the UI seems to be a bit bugged
Yeah,
for me on
yeah.
Roll20. Bit strange. Ah, no, it's fine. And they fixed the dark theme as well. Now the text isn't also dark.
Good.
Right, so out of character. So that leaves 3 possibilities.
Mhm.
Either
Four if you count the Q.
That's not-
anyway. What was I going to say?
The 3 options.
Right. So, 1, they got some really good repairs done in less than 2 weeks' time.
Uh-huh.
2, the critical system's failure was a result not of physical damage, but of some sort of programming error or temporary sabotage. Or 3, the report was not genuine to begin with.
Well, he did say they had to, was it manual? Did manual reset the...
That's because the computer was wiped.
Huh.
So a wipe is everything. Full factory reset. There is nothing on there.
Some of those answers, I think we have to go to the place that sold it to them, and then we just the ship, because we can't exactly bring the ship with us.
I mean, you can try to impound it.
Yeah, we punched it.
Yeah. Willis Anderson really wants you to ask him whether he realized that it was missing / stolen / hijacked. And then observe his reaction.
Sounds fun.
They stuck a pin in that little hole in the back of the hull and did a factory reset. Brilliant.
So,
The previous captain of this vessel indicated that it was no longer fit for use. Yet, it seems that it has been acquired.
I know nothing about the previous captain. If anything, I would think that it having been a Starfleet vessel, you would know about the previous captain.
I am aware of the previous captain. I am not, however, aware of the forces acting in this area, which may have interfered in order to gain access to a vessel of this caliber.
At this point, yes, it was a Starfleet ship. At this point,
Yes.
I do want to point out that the warp delta design is over 100 years old.
Doesn't matter.
What?
But
I assume it has been retrofitted to
it
some
has.
extent.
It has been. It of course has been.
So,
But
That's good.
just it might come up. You never know.
So it's not just appeared from the past.
no.
God
You'd think
damn
they
it.
would have mentioned that in
Good.
your mission statement. But then again, they are Starfleet Command, so
Anyway, it's fine.
So, response.
yes, please.
What are you talking about? I'm the last one who made a statement in this conversation. I'm waiting for a response here.
Okay. Says, I have some knowledge of local powers. There's, of course, the power with the most influence in this area are the Romulans. However, the Star Empire generally leaves the independent traitors, and unfortunately also pirates, to their own business. other than that, there are a few, I suppose you would call them bands of marauding groups of ships that have collected together. However, they are not active within this sector. Otherwise, I would not have dared be out in a ship without defensive or offensive systems.
Was the ship in this sector when the original report was made?
The answer to that question is yes.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, Willow Sensing Swan, they can try to impound it.
He said there were unexpected critical systems failures, and that they would have to come back to the Federation using civilian transport, thus indicating that they could no longer use their ship. And I would assume that if the message had any more detail than that, then I would have
Yes.
had some indication.
Yes, it had no more detail than that.
Okay. It does.
Well, he didn't technically say what happened to the ship.
Indeed.
And yes, you're
Damn
right.
it.
No clue. Don't know when you left.
Oh.
Same.
So
We're still questioning this guy.
Yeah.
That's fine.
it Oh. Yeah,
If they can find them,
that is the problem.
because they said they'd be coming back via civilian transports, and they're still well within that time margin.
Storyteller.
Yes.
Hello.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Bye-bye. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
Yeah, and so they're well within their time margin for actually getting back. But at this point, there is no clue as to where they actually are. At least none that I'm aware of.
All right. So, while it does feel weird to not seize control of the Federation vessel, I don't think we have the I really just don't think we have the jurisdiction for it in this area without evidence that it was acquired by
Yeah,
malicious means. Because at this point, for all we know, someone just found the ship after the crew had left and said, if I invest this much money into fixing this thing that failed, then I can make a lot more money selling the whole ship.
Mm-hmm. That is a good question. And
To chat.
yes, how much classified equipment information was left on the ship? It's Starfleet to remember how it was acquired. I think Starfleet security would want to go over the ship. Good point. But the decision is up to the captain. In terms of the information,
I think
go on.
I think I would request permission to verify the time and breadth of the computer system wipe. And a scan of the ship for signatures of Federation equipment.
Okay. You request this, and
Be as non-invasive as possible, considering this is not a surefire criminal investigation.
At this point, you are outside of real-time communications range with Starfleet Command. You're really quite far out there. So,
Great.
I mean, you have been for quite a while.
Yeah.
So,
Anyway. So,
yes, Captain Ulrock happily grants you permission to go over the computer. In fact, he says that if you notice any flaws in his engineer's programming of the computer, reprogramming of it, to please fix it, if that wouldn't be too much trouble. And yes, he's given you permission.
That was easy.
Is that in character?
That was weird. Yeah,
Oh.
that's way too easy.
So,
well, it doesn't seem like this is a perpetrator, just someone who took advantage of an opportunity without asking questions. Which is not uncommon.
Nope.
And you've all definitely never heard of this guy before.
And we've all definitely never been in a situation where we had an opportunity to fix someone else's errors and ended up helping someone
Yeah, alright,
who was
alright.
against us.
God damn it.
5 episodes ago.
But in any case, yeah, we'll send in the most qualified individuals to check on that.
That would be Mr. Zavaru.
All right.
And this is definitely not going to be a Samaritan Snare situation, Willis 1961.
Oh, what?
Samaritan Snare is an episode title from The Next Generation.
Great.
Noted.
Doesn't matter. Well,
Okay.
anyway, it's real.
Yeah.
We'll continue. So,
Good.
let's make this a bit quick, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
things get sorted out. The team beams over. They're met with welcoming, what's the word I'm looking for? Gestures. Yeah. They're welcomed over. Now it's time for Zavaru to roll to, where is it? Maxwell Zavaru, here. To see if he can detect any stuff that's wrong. And that momentum would have now evaporated. So, engineering plus insight. Do you want to buy a die with threat?
No.
No?
Let's not. We're not that desperate
He doesn't...
yet.
He does not have a focus that applies, unfortunately. So he's just going to roll normally. I'm not
Lovely.
going to tell you the difficulty, by the way.
Great.
Oh, okay.
Ah,
Well, dice basically said,
Oh.
yes you are.
so.
It's a surprisingly nice roll.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. So, after completing that, he gets back in touch with you via comms, still on that ship. He informs you that the computer wipe was total and complete. It was done by someone who clearly knew how Starfleet computer systems work. Also, while the reprogramming is basic in relation to Starfleet standards, it is robust. And he asks you if there's anything further that he needs to do over on the ship before they gather their stuff and go back.
No.
Okay.
And the scan?
Scan. That's a good point.
Yeah.
I was thinking, what's another thing? Ah, yes, the scan, of course. So, hold on, let me get the other character sheet. If only you could rank character sheets by something else than the top bar in Roll20. Anyway. So, J. Baylor. Good old J. Baylor. Gets a scan again. Science plus reason, sure. No dice, probably. Okay, so let's just roll. He'll be assisted by the ship anyway, which will reduce the difficulty by 1.
Oh, nice.
So, Dodd, would you like to roll for the ship?
Sure.
I need to slow down with my words, otherwise I keep stumbling over them.
Indeed. What am I rolling?
You're rolling sensors plus engineering in this case.
Oop. Oh, cool.
Huh.
3 total.
Yes, could have been.
Nice.
Nice.
So,
A 5 as well. Nice.
right?
Mm-hmm.
The scan reveals nothing suspicious. Outside of the ship's basic systems that the documents had already stated were left on board when it was purchased, there's really only the current crew's own stuff on board. Let's escort them with our tractor beams until we're in communications range with Starfleet Command in order to undertake further investigations. Haha.
Yeah. No.
So the only problem with that, Willis, is that we...
Kango said that.
Yes.
Unless you meant the other message. Sorry. It sounded like you were
I
responding
meant the
to what I
message that
said.
Willis sent,
Okay.
Yes.
because I'm reading chat.
Right.
Yeah, sure.
So the only problem with taking the ship is that we cannot reimburse them for what they spent on the stolen ship. We would have to get the station to do that. And in order to get the station to do that, we would need to prove that the station had committed a crime or knew about a crime and didn't report it.
The fun of politics.
So if we can get that chain going, then we can do the whole rigmarole. Maybe. Would have to check Starfleet protocol on that one, but yeah. At this point, we can't just take their vessel and leave them stranded, or take them on our ship indefinitely.
2 seasons later, when are you finally gonna drop us off?
Never. You're now here
It's
forever.
just a running gag that they're now part of. It's now on the ship.
So anyway, yeah, I think our only real option is to let them go, get information on their course heading in case we need to contact them about something further regarding this investigation, and leave them to their business.
Yay.
Okay. And make sure that our team is back before we leave.
Yeah.
Good call.
Good call.
Why would that even be a question?
Well, it's actually a plot point of a Star Trek Lower Decks episode, which is a new cartoon series where they actually forget about the team. Anyway. Only it was worse there
We're
because
not
they
in the
left...
Home Alone universe. We don't just forget that we sent people places.
Yeah, it was even worse there because they were running out of oxygen as well.
Anyway, it doesn't matter.
So,
Yep.
everybody gets back on board, everything gets sorted out. You obtain their current destination and even the destination after that, where they're gonna go. And, yes, basically, they wish you a safe journey.
All right.
It's nice of them.
And no one asked about the gold paint. Okay, sure.
I mean,
Actually,
in this case, that would be a stylistic choice of the captain and crew, since they apparently purchased it with the designation on it. And the captain is not in the business of questioning people's personal choices.
Yeah, but the windows aren't painted over, right?
No.
Oh.
So, where to next, Mr. Nero?
Don't need to know why someone painted a flamingo on their car. It's not important.
Yeah.
Well, it might be in a crime investigation show.
Anyway, Captain, where do you want to go?
To the station.
Let's go to the station then.
Okay.
Because then it's ding 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 ding, press the little key button, steal, and then dunk. Yay!
And we're off.
Willis says, scan the paint to see if it is some kind of sensor interfering coating.
Good point. And it's just a thin, very thin, layer of gold paint. It is actually gold, but no, so your sensors had no trouble penetrating, otherwise I would have mentioned that.
Yeah.
There's no actual plating around it. It's actually, yeah, right.
So,
I mean, if we'd rolled really low with a complication, we might not have noticed. But
I mean, you did roll a complication that you don't know the effects of yet, but
Oh yeah.
that
Yeah,
was,
that was from
on
a
a
different
different
roll.
roll.
True.
yeah.
So,
So to the station.
to the station.
To the station.
After a few days' journey, you are getting somewhat close to the station when Nero, on your navigation readout, you see, coming onto long-range sensors, a little pip. It's a power signature. It doesn't look like a starship, but it's too small to be a station. But there is a power signature there. It's not where you're supposed to find the station, but you're now getting a little bit closer to where the station is. What do you do with that information?
I tell the captain.
Good.
Yes, you have a blip. There shouldn't be a blip.
The closest thing you can think of is maybe like a warning buoy that is sometimes dropped if there are hazards in an area.
Alright. I guess. Check if there are any signals coming from it.
Okay, is that a thing that Doviah is going to do?
Yeah. Okay.
Good.
Sure. So I try
You
to
are now
listen to it.
at a really quite long range, so I'm actually, because you're so far out, I'm going to need you to roll for it. Engineering plus control, difficulty 1. Assisted by the ship's communications plus engineering.
Mhm. Right. So what's the roll again? I'm
It
just
is-
getting it up. So it's
For you, it is control plus engineering.
okay.
For the ship, it is going to be communications plus engineering. It is
Makes
difficulty
sense.
1, communication range 0.
Yeah, I guess
Oh,
it's...
1. Okay, sure. So
The ship
subspace communications, I'll just
Yes.
well,
Subspace communications, yes.
how? Oh, yeah. Okay. It makes sense.
It's fine.
Sure. Won't buy a die probably.
I mean, with threat, it's up to you.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Let's just roll. 2.
So,
2.
what was your ship again?
The ship
Sensors
is
plus-
no communication,
communication,
plus
yeah.
engineering.
Communication.
Yeah.
Engineering,
Sorry.
yeah, I got it. So,
Mhm.
brilliant.
It's probably got 1 momentum from the thing.
I did get it right, so
Good.
I just need to...
Also, okay, great.
Oh
Also-
god, I'm running way too low.
Also, are you still running under yellow alert at this point, or would that have been cancelled?
Oh, that would have been cancelled.
Okay, good. Just want to double check. So, warning buoy. Warning, roadworks ahead. Repeat, warning, roadworks ahead. Warning. Okay, so, you're at still quite a long range. Bit difficult to get through, but you do manage to isolate a signal coming from it, yes, which seems to be directed at you. I'm
Oh.
assuming you... Do you want to listen to the signal yourself, or do you want to put it on speakers?
I say, Captain, I'm detecting a signal that seems to be directed to us. Should I put it on speakers?
Yes.
No, please listen to it yourself and make sure that it's safe, and then you can put it...
I just pressed the button.
Okay,
It's
put
on.
it on speakers.
Yeah, speaker.
We have
And
sensitive ears on the bridge. Make
Yes.
sure it's okay.
my point exactly.
Make sure it's not very, very loud.
So, anyway,
Mm-hmm.
over the speakers on the bridge, not accidentally the whole ship, just the bridge.
Good.
If you had
Yes.
rolled a complication, that might have actually been it. But anyway,
Sure. Okay, what?
you hear an ad. There's a jingle, a slogan, everything, the whole deal.
Ads.
Perfect.
Seems to be advertising.
Ad for what?
Yeah, exactly. I was getting to that point.
Uh-huh.
It appears to be advertising something by the name of Fairhouse Station.
Ah.
And also something by the name of Star Tally, with a tagline of "The house is on your level."
Adverts.
Yes.
Yay.
Star Tally as one word.
Oh. Okay.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. Probably a marketing ploy.
The house is on your level. Okay.
Yes.
And is there any imagery that comes with that gives a hint as to what the hell it is?
Well, it appears to be a trading station / recreational facility.
Oh.
Noted.
What do you mean, how did they do that? Doviah deliberately put it on.
Yeah, I mean they directed the comms,
Yeah.
the signal to us.
If in your fanfiction your ship is there, then you would get the same message. But that's what you mean when you say fan service, right? You give a service to the fans by providing additional information. Yes,
Yes.
of course.
I thought I know how they got a ship for me.
That's the meaning of that term.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So, and totally not screwing up continuity. Anyway, so
Of course not. Okay.
let's get back to this.
Yeah.
The message repeats 3 times, and then it stops transmitting. Would you like to investigate the sci-fi billboard?
No.
Let's just take the warning buoy. Well, the advertising buoy.
Let's take it.
Yeah.
Sorry, Willis. You'll need to get someone else to do that.
What did you say?
I thought that meant you were going to repair my broken fan.
Fan service, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that
In
is
any
true,
case.
VGR. But it is not just using subspace, it's broadcasting on other methods as well.
Yeah.
Onwards?
So anyway. Onwards.
Onwards.
Are we heading towards it?
The buoy?
We're heading toward the station.
Past the buoy to the station.
Yes. So, as you get closer, Doviah, you start picking up more and more subspace chatter. Nothing really significant.
Mm-hmm.
Just general activity.
no more buoys.
No.
Okay.
They're probably placed around a sphere,
Probably.
you would imagine.
Also. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, contrary to how it's portrayed in
Yeah.
Star Trek, space is 3-dimensional.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
We're not all Khan here, after all. So,
Mm-hmm.
eventually, a station comes on long-range sensors, which indeed is identified as Fair House Station. Around it are several ships that are sitting in space around it. Some of them are moving. Some of them appear to be docked and in some sort of large clamps, probably some sort of repair facility. And as you get into actually medium range, you're being hailed by the station.
Captain, we're receiving a hail from the station. On screen,
Is there a message?
It's just a hail.
they're just hailing us.
Alright. Open hailing.
Okay, you open hailing.
Is this audio only or?
No, it is visual.
Okay. Right.
Open hailing, and on the view screen comes another ad.
Oh.
Perfect.
Another ad welcoming you to the station, hoping that you enjoy your stay, and to basically
Hit the burn
telling you
rate.
that all the station's facilities are at your disposal for a price. And if you require any assistance, to please get in contact, and they will be more than happy to assist you. And of course, the ad is in the 60s style television advertisement, of course.
Yes.
Scan the
Yeah,
area for any
sure.
signs of missing Starfleet equipment, ships, shields, etc. So weapons shields, not ships. That is a good point. Good point indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It's not really a reason not to do that. Probably.
Yeah, there's no reason not to. General scan
And-
for Starfleet.
Yeah.
What's the word?
activities.
Contraband?
Yeah, yeah. And it'll only cost you
Canada
$4.99 a minute. $4.99. Yeah.
I knew it was a good idea to finally get Jay Baylor in here. Okay, so any dice for him?
He is the NPC who scans.
Any dice for him? Yes or no?
Might be important. Do we have momentum still?
We
No.
have momentum.
You don't
don't,
have
so
momentum,
you'd
but
only be able
that
to-
doesn't mean no dice.
Yeah.
There are
It does
other
in
ways.
this group.
There are other
There's an
ways.
emergency.
Yeah.
Okay, so in this case, science plus control, and here we go.
An 18 and a 19. Yay.
It's a 16 and an 18.
Strange.
Wow.
The dice might
Alright.
have
Oh
rolled.
yeah, yeah, that's probably it.
I kind of don't want to roll very often because I've had low rolls today.
You can't assist anyway.
Ah.
So there are plenty of ships around. There is an area somewhat further away from the station that appears to be a depot of some sort that has basically, it looks like a junkyard that's been organized, essentially.
Oh.
Lots of different parts and other equipment. Scan doesn't reveal anything that would be immediately identified as Starfleet equipment. However, it is inconclusive because Starfleet tech that is inactive in that pile, basically, would be a bit difficult to detect if it's inactive.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah, it's just kids in a candy shop.
Please, can I have some change? I'd like to buy some of this stuff.
I guess we contact them.
Look for some gold painted beat up phaser bags. That is an interesting one. Okay. No, you're still further away. That's not okay. You contact them. Yes?
Yes.
Alright. Okay. You contact them. Sure. So, after a moment,
Not sure what else to say in that.
I was unaware if Kango had properly
Yeah,
acknowledged
yeah,
that.
I do.
Anyway,
It's fine.
so after a moment, a somewhat young man's face comes on the view screen. Says, "Welcome to the Fairhouse Station. What can we help you with? If you require assistance with docking, our station is equipped with tractor beams that will guide your ship in safely.
Excuse me, I do it myself, thank you very much.
If you wish to guide yourself, that is also an option."
We are investigating a trade that was made by the station of a starship and require direct contact with whoever would be in charge of those activities.
Very well. If you would like to dock, I will arrange a meeting with Ms. Zhao, the station's manager. Is there anything else that you require?
No, thank you.
You're most welcome. Communication ends.
Station managers. Brings back memories.
Oh yes.
Very interesting memories.
Ugh.
Yep. Do you want to give any context for that about to chat?
It's another campaign.
Yes, our other Star Trek campaign, in which we regularly harassed a station manager while we were investigating something we had no business investigating, just because we had time. So
Yeah, and he did get quite annoyed, and when he got quite annoyed, he got beat up, and the table was smashed multiple times.
yeah.
Anyway, fun times. So, back to this. How do you want to proceed? Nero, you get directions towards a docking booth.
Yeah. Yeah?
Good.
I dock it
Okay.
in style.
You come in, dock it in style. Sure. You dock it in an impressive way. As the ship docks, comes alongside the station, docks. The rib-like arms come over from top and bottom to somewhat enclose the ship, probably for protection as well as in case there's any maintenance or repair that needs to be doing, or maybe more sinister reasons, who knows.
We'll see.
Docking is established and the clamps secured, the corridor is pressurized, and you can now safely board the station should you indeed wish to do so.
We will board the station.
So they
Um,
said before the ad thing, they said that using their services would come at a price. Would that include getting on the station
They didn't
or
mention.
docking?
They didn't mention.
Should we
I mean,
get
you-
into contact with them for that? Because
I
if
mean-
we just board the station, then they might just think, right, we've accepted that deal.
Can you tell that Kango has been dealing with Faye recently?
Not my Faye.
Not your Faye.
Not yours.
My
I
Faye.
don't know what Faye you're dealing with.
My Faye. I mean,
Yes.
Oh god.
So that's what I was thinking. So perhaps contact. I don't know.
Just send it to Starfleet. It'll be fine.
Send the bill to Starfleet Command.
Yep.
Sure. Okay. Let's not do that then. Let's just
We
board.
bring a small group to meet with this person because we have no idea how long we're actually going to be here.
you're not gonna
Let's go.
You're not gonna grant shore leave. Aww. I mean, how are the
I
tribbles?
mean, if we're gonna
how
have
are
like
the
a
tribbles?
30-minute conversation, what's the point?
How are the tribbles supposed to get on board if you only stay for 30 minutes?
They're
Anyway.
not.
So,
Ugh.
We close the airlock.
hey, you're not playing a Klingon in this game. So, who's gonna board? No. Who's gonna board? You can leave Westacre in charge of the ship if you want.
Sure.
Might as well.
Let's. Otherwise, we'll bring us and Zavarium. Just in
Oh.
case there are advanced engineering questions that need to be addressed.
Yes.
Alright.
Or they need something fixed with their station. So, okay.
Maybe that would be a payment.
You get ready, and just as a reminder, just to clarify, you do not have your weapons with you, of course, as you enter.
No phasers, no whatever.
Just to
But
make that clear.
we have got our tricorders.
Yeah,
right?
tricorders, communicators, yes. And uniforms as well. And
No EV suits. Okay.
so,
Mm.
you board, you enter a corridor, and there are lots of people about, fancy lighting on the ceiling, and seems to be like a map of the station on the wall. Not a screen or anything, just a map. And you can see that there are the outer areas, which is where the ships are docked, and where there's some of the cargo bays. And in the center, there is an area marked as, what will be translated as customer area. And it looks like that includes some sort of hotel space, as well as what is probably a sort of a casino area as well. And also other stuff like restaurants and things around there. There are some points marked on there as well that are marked as processing area, but they're marked in duller grey tones, whereas the other stuff is all colourful. So you get the feeling that you're not really supposed to go there.
Let's go there!
If you want to, there's nothing stopping you at the moment that you're aware of. But it is on a public map, so if you do decide to go there, it's probably not too bad of a thing to go there.
We try to locate the main offices.
Okay. It would appear to be a turbolift that's accessible from within the casino space.
Interesting.
Thank you.
Wow.
It's like, reminds me of having an amusement park ride exit through the gift shop.
Yeah.
I know you came here to do this thing, but before you leave, you should buy something.
It's the same with museums as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But sure, we go through the casino to the main offices.
Okay, so as you approach the area that's marked as the guest, well, the customer area, I should quickly look up my notes to make sure I get this right. Okay. So, as you enter, there's a gated doorway with there's a man and a woman there with a desk, and as you approach, one of them says, "Welcome. If you wish to enter this area, we would be more than happy to help you with registering." They kind of look at each other. Then one of them says, "Registering wager tokens."
We're not.
We are... What?
Go ahead.
We are here to pursue an investigation, and were referred to discuss the matter with Mijal.
Very well. However, we have to inform you that if you choose to stay here for more than 12 hours, you will have to make a bet.
Your requirement has been noted.
I should hit that damn advertising thing.
Yes, they indicate that you may proceed, and they point you in the direction of where the turbolift is that you already knew from the map.
Yes.
So, as you enter the casino space, there are entrances to hotels on the outside. It's a circular space on the outside. Then there are some some smaller gambling tables. In the center, there is it's kind of difficult to see because there are a lot of people around it. It looks like there's a large circular glass table, like a donut, only not as round, flatter, with a red light suspended above it that occasionally flashes. There's a lot of people about, and it appears that there's a queue where there are at least 50 people that are queuing for that central glass table thing. But I'm assuming you don't investigate.
Nope.
Okay, so also double negative, but that's fine. So you go to the turbo lift, you enter, take the turbo lift up to the office space, and there's a window overlooking the outside of the station with some docked ships. You can see the depot in the distance. It is quite small, a little dot, but you can see a tiny dot, but it is there. By the way, there's also music out in the casino space, of course. And as you get there, there's a secretary. She shows you in, and in the office space there is a woman sitting there who looks very businesslike. And she stands up and says, "Greetings, I am Miss Zhao. I have heard that you have something to discuss. Please, take your seats."
Take seats.
Okay, please enter them in your equipment.
All right.
So you sit down. Now, what is this investigation business about? Can I offer you refreshments while we discuss things?
No.
Some water will suffice.
Of course. Goes over, opens up what looks like a closet, basically, but actually it's just a giant mini fridge. Takes out some water and gives it to you.
Water received.
Yes.
So, there was a ship brought into your station at some point between 5 and 7 weeks ago, and sort of show the documentation.
Says, "This is authentic. Has there been an issue with the transaction?"
We have been informed that at the time of selling, the ship had its original designation on it. Correct?
I will need to look this up, but we generally do not change the designation of ships before they are sold.
This Federation vessel was deemed insufficient to bring its crew back to Federation space. However, it was sold in perfect working condition. So, we would like to ascertain the reason for this discrepancy.
I will need to pull up some records. If you'll excuse
Very
me,
well.
she gets up and
Sure.
leaves the room, leaving
Don't take too long.
leaving you all alone in her office. What would you like to do now that you're alone in her office?
Scan it. No. I don't know.
Make sure everything is real.
Everything seems real. The water sure is real. But then again, technically the water on the bus child ship also was real that you drank. Anyway.
Odd.
Yeah, I still poke things and make sure they're real.
Mhm.
Is
Paranoia.
the water water?
The water
That's the one.
waters.
I'm drinking anything. I don't drink stuff. Ugh. No. Yep,
This is Monday.com.
Sorry, I clicked on the link for the video and apparently I didn't mute it fast enough. One moment. Just really want to see what that is.
Is this real? Is this real? Is this real? Done, punk.
Everything is real.
Okay. Still knocking it. Okay, tell some stuff.
So, since none of you say that you want to do anything in this time,
Could I don't know, could I scan it?
yes, you have got your tricorder.
Sure. No. So there's nothing. So what's in this room? There's just the mini fridge. There's the donut-shaped desk.
No,
the
no,
lamp.
no.
The flat
This is in the no,
Oh, it's the
no.
the
That
other
is
room.
in the center of the casino. This is
Sorry, that's what I'm saying.
This is an office further up the
So
top of
what's
the station.
Sorry. So yeah.
There is the
So what's-
desk, windows, the huge mini fridge, which I know is a bit of a contradiction. And it looks like there are some cabinets on the side, some potted plants, some air vents, and what looks like an intercom on the desk, along with a computer interface screen.
Okay.
Also lights on ceiling, of course, but
Good.
you
So-
assume that in this day and age.
I'm
If
not
you
sure if it
want,
would be appropriate to scan it.
if you want to scan it, you can scan it. It's your choice.
Sure. Sure. I'll just do that.
Go ahead. Science plus reason, unless you're scanning for something other than that, which would be more appropriate.
No.
If you're scanning for tech, then engineering would be more appropriate instead of science.
Alright. Sure. Dice.
I mean, if you wanted to check if the
really.
room was being monitored, either visually or audio,
Yeah.
or if there was some contraband here or a weapon, then
Mhm.
that would probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be best. Okay, so sure. So we've not got momentum. Have we got momentum or not?
Nope.
Okay. Then I'll just roll. Focus used now. There we go. That round. Oh wow!
Huh.
3.
Well.
Okay.
Nice.
And
A 1 and a 3.
Oh damn.
you generate 2 momentum.
Great.
So we're at 2 momentum.
Yay, indeed.
So, one moment. Need a bit of water. Ha, water. Thanks, Dodd, by the way. So, scanning around. It looks like there are monitoring systems installed in the ceiling, both visual and auditory. There is also a hidden button on the bottom of the desk, accessible from her side by the window, which is probably some sort of emergency button, maybe, we don't know
Yeah.
exactly what it does.
Panic
Probably.
button.
Yeah.
Security, come in here.
Mhm.
I need help.
And one of the potted plants is kind of on her side, behind her, by the window. There appears to be some sort of particle beam pistol hidden there.
So, okay, I would mention this. I won't speak loudly, of course, but I will quietly mention to the captain. Captain, I'm detecting a particle beam weapon in that potted plant there.
Nah, I'm probably just moving. Is it real?
Seems real.
Well then, we shall be cautious if she is lingering near it.
By the way,
But otherwise...
your scan also reveals that she is indeed not in the area currently. She did actually go somewhere further.
Alright.
She's not just listening at the door.
But we are being monitored
Yeah, so
with video
still
and audio.
better to keep quiet.
He says, speaking out loud.
That was out of character. But yeah.
However, it is reasonable to expect one to have some form of defense, and we are unfamiliar with the laws in this area and therefore cannot dispute whether or not it is appropriate.
Very true. And I put my tricorder back in my holster. Well, no, it's the no, it's the yeah. So I just put it back and just wait until she comes back.
The tricorder at this point is a big black box with a strap around the shoulder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I pictured wrong before, but yeah.
That's fine, don't worry. So, unless you want to do something else, we'll skip ahead until she arrives. Or to the point where she arrives.
Yep.
Okay. So, after a good few minutes, she arrives holding several data pads. Comes over, sits down on her side of the desk, and she looks through them, says, these are all the references I was able to obtain. The ship that you are inquiring about, the USS Translucent, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
According to our records, the Translucent stopped by here approximately 2 months ago. You notice a pot of gold paint on the back of her hand. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, about 2 months ago, under the command of one Lieutenant Joshua Kirby, they stayed for approximately a week, over the course of which the ship was submitted as collateral, and that was collected upon. It was then, upon the request of its previous captain, stripped of all computer data, and several valuable systems were removed, and the ship was put up for sale sometime later and sold relatively quickly. Oh yes, there was also and she looks through her data pads. There was also a hold on, I actually need to find the note. 1 moment. Oh, where is it? Okay. There was also the use of a Fairhouse brand golden hull coating token used on her before the collateral was collected.
Use of a what on what?
She said a Fairhouse brand golden hull coating token.
Ah.
Ah, the former captain was trying to run an insurance scam. Well, he says, and that is everything we have on the ship. I believe it was bought by... She kind of looks up at you and says, this is official Starfleet business.
Yes.
Very well, in that case I believe I can bend the rules slightly. She was sold to an independent trader by the name of Captain Aldrock, who, after spending a few days in dock, took her out, and we've not had them return since.
Very well. So, would it be accurate to say that it was taken as collateral for a wager made by the previous captain or crew during their stay here?
Yes, I believe that is what I've said.
Mere confirmation. Could not be certain if it was collateral for other fees incurred.
Yes, of course. You see, to be able to gamble in this establishment, we have a rule that for each individual, or each individual part of a crew, a warp-capable vessel has to be submitted as collateral. It is insurance. I don't know what you mean, Willis 1961.
Yeah, I'm in another useless nightmare. Yeah.
And do you have record of the method the captain used to leave the station?
That is easy. He puts the pads down. He and his crew are still here. They are currently earning enough credits to purchase a transport, well, passage aboard a transport off of the station. If you wish to speak with them, they would probably be in the processing area. 20 crew in total with the captain.
Just a quick thing.
I see. We will have to speak with the captain, and we shall see if their presence is still required here.
Very well. But before you leave, I would like to offer a small gift. And let's see, I need to actually roll on the table. This is the fun bit.
While my Neo's wandering around still, looking around things, do I stumble on any of the items that's hidden?
You stumble upon the giant mini fridge.
Okay.
Other than that, no. Okay, so here we go. Okay.
Interesting.
So, yeah. Those aren't challenge dice, it's just 3d6 added together for the table.
Yeah.
Good.
So, I need to actually keep track of this. One moment. I just realized that I need to keep track of stuff. Oh no. Of course it's behind that. One moment. Shiun. Okay, so Shiun, she gives Shiun. So actually, she takes out a little box of little metal, essentially metal cards, basically, about a centimeter thick, about the size of playing cards. And she gives one of them to Shiun. You look at it, and it says Star Tally betting token, and on it, engraved into the metal, it's kind of a tungsten-y, leady color. It says 3 refined duranium bars. Next is Doviah, because why not? Nine, interesting. Ooh, this is really an interesting one. Okay.
Should I be concerned?
Well, we'll see. So,
okay.
You get another one. Oh, well, you get one. And again, same design. Only on it, it says it just says a set of Starfleet gravity plating. This is just random on the table, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. 11. Okay. Okay. So, Nero, you get one. And on it, it says Fairhouse brand, authentic Fairhouse station, Star Tally dice set. It says on there.
Are they D6s?
No, it just says it on the metal card. You can probably turn it in for the actual thing if you want to leave.
Alright.
Okay, sure. So, Severu also gets one, and you don't know what he got.
Do we know what we've gotten each other? Or
you know what you got, but the others don't yet, obviously.
Okay.
So, you get those, then she says, on the house. Please, feel free to either exchange these tokens or maybe have a round at our table. Whatever you choose.
Thank you.
Of course.
Now, if you don't have anything else, I have some business to get back to.
Of course. We have a meeting.
Yes.
Okay,
Good day.
Right. Thank you for your time.
Good day. And as you exit, do you pull the old Columbo trick of exiting,
one more thing.
exiting, and then just as you've exited, turning back around, one more thing to see if you catch them in doing something?
If she's grabbing for the
She's probably putting everything back that I moved.
Probably.
It's just an unscrupulous casino. There's technically no crime in that we can actually do anything about.
Yeah.
So, to the captain.
Sure.
To the captain.
Haha.
And that's where we're gonna end. Because we've only got 5 minutes left.
Right.
Yeah, and us going to meet the captain is a good end to the session. Yes, I agree.
Yes. It's done.
So-
Mute everything.
Stupid gambling problems. Most illogical.
Yes, indeed.
I never thought that we'd get advertisements during a Star Trek Pathos stream.
I think they would know that a Starfleet captain does not have the authority to sell the ship. Probably, but would they care? I mean, this is really quite far out of Starfleet space. Or Federation space, I should say. And who knows?
They have a policy, which is you offer a ship as collateral. If the captain was foolish enough to offer collateral that he was not authorized to pay, I mean, that's his problem, not theirs.
And oh boy, is it his problem.
Nope, I think Starfleet are going to say something about it.
Mm-hmm. So yes, I enjoyed that. By the way, I'm curious. Did you ever look up that Tellarite captain's name in your notes?
I did. It was from episode 8. I actually posted an image of my notes.
Oh, right.
It was from episode 8. He's apparently of the Tellarite Trade Union. That's all I have on him.
Interesting.
There might have been more information. Could rewatch those streams, but I've not got more information in my notes on him. I have got quite a few notes of that episode.
Good. What, Eliza? You're not gonna stick around and gamble for a bit? Aw. You're not gonna offer your yacht as collateral?
Probably not.
What episode was that?
Season 1, episode 8.
Oh, it's season
No.
1.
Just anyway, I had it pulled up in my notes. I was just scrolling up. I didn't know the context of it.
Bye-bye, Eliza.
Okay.
Fades out, yes.
Yes, indeed. Bye.
Huh.
Ah, you found something.
Ah?
Alright. We found him in an escape pod. Well...
Are you sure about that?
Allrock. It's... Search for Allrock, perhaps.
I did.
Oh.
It's a bit disjointed, though.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have that we found a faint life sign in an escape pod. We brought to an interrogation room. On the bridge, we did another scan of the area. Sorry about the decompression. Check into the escape pods. Captain Ulrock.
Captain
And then
Ulrock
it
was not
continues
the...
to a different line.
Yeah, Captain Ulrock was not the guy you found in the escape pod, though. He was the captain of the ship. whose escape pod you found. So that the ship's escape pod, not he wasn't in it.
Okay. Well, in any case, it was an alternate Captain Ulrock, so it's not really important.
Yes.
But
Good. That's, yeah. I was going to mention before we ended, in case, because I didn't want any... Anyway. So, with that, we've hit 11 o'clock, and goodbye, everybody.
Yes,
Bye-bye.
indeed. Bye, everyone.
bye-bye!
Good night.